Tension continues at the border with Belarus. For many months, the Polish-Belarusian border has been tested in every possible way by Russia and Belarus. The situation on Poland's eastern border and NATO's eastern flank is becoming increasingly worrying. We have been seeing this for many months, and if we look at it from the perspective of the last year, there have been more and more violations of Polish airspace. As we read on the Niezależna portal, residents of the border town of Samowicz in the municipality of Terespol reported drones flying over their homes. Alarmed by what was happening outside their homes at night, flying unmanned aerial vehicles, they asked for some kind of intervention because they could not find any information about what was really going on. That is why, from early morning, journalists from Niezależna tried to contact various services about this matter. There was deafening silence on the phones of the police, the Polish border guard, and the Polish Armed Forces Operational Command spokespeople. The announcement came only after 12 hours from the moment the residents noticed drones flying near their homes. We would like to inform you that on Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, in the evening, increased activity of small unmanned aerial vehicles operating over the Polish-Belarusian border was observed. This activity was continuously monitored by military radar systems. No threat to the security of Polish airspace was identified. The lack of threat is certainly good news, but reporting on such a serious matter with a delay of several hours is not necessarily so. The government is unable to communicate, warn people, and explain what is happening. There is silence for hours, and people are in a panic, which naturally fuels panic, anxiety, and a feeling that no one is watching over our safety. This is another example of chaos and ineffective information policy. Suffice it to recall the situation a few days ago, when the Niezależna.pl portal reported on 16 balloons that flew into Poland from across the eastern border. The border guard initially denied this information, calling it fake news. On Sunday, no objects crossed the Polish border. Such an incident took place on Friday night, which we reported accurately. Please do not spread false information. However, a day later, this information was no longer fake news, but a fact. This was confirmed in a conversation with us by the border guard itself. Did weather balloons cross the Polish border on Sunday? Less than 24 hours earlier, on the night from Friday into Saturday morning, several dozen balloons violated Polish airspace, which we were the first to report. One of these objects fell in the center of Białystok. Experts warn that these are deliberate provocations. It is easy to imagine how this situation affects the sense of security and stability of Poles living near the border with Belarus or Ukraine. When it comes to the sense of security of Poles in border areas, it is simply getting worse and worse. Our neighbors are getting more and more daring, and this is not met with a decisive response. Balloons and drones from the east are unfortunately violating Polish airspace without any problems. It is enough to look at what has been happening in recent months. Several dozen Russian drones flew into Poland in September. There are many indications that not all of them have been found yet. On the night of December 24th into the 25th, 59 smuggling balloons containing, among other things, GPS transmitters entered Poland from Belarus. At that time, our television station was also the first to report on this. As the National Security Bureau pointed out, it was a provocation under the guise of smuggling. The Polish authorities are not drawing the right conclusions from the constant provocations on the part of Belarus and Russia. In addition, it would also be useful to have up-to-date information and control over the communication chaos.